Uh, Good morning, all. Amid this coronavirus-induced COVID-19 outbreak, this is a good initiative by Bangalore Apartment Federation on different topics, and I'm glad that I was invited to speak to a cross-section of people across the city as well as other parts of the world on Whitefield Rising, which is a citizens collective started in 2013, early 2013. On around January is when the work started, but March was when we really began the organization. It evolved over a period of time, and today my plan is to give you a short glimpse of the variety of activities. I won't be able to cover everything, of course, and the purpose is just to give an idea about what citizens can do if they want to make a difference to the society and to the environment and to the surroundings. And with that in mind, my plan is to spend about 45 minutes speaking about it, showing you some pictures, which you can see on my screen. And also we'll take questions for about 10-15 minutes, definitely towards the end. That's the plan. So we hope to wind up in an hour and 5 minutes or so. So with that, I just want to, before I start, I will like some of you who can unmute their mics and who will like to speak in 4 or 5 words. If you can talk about what comes to your mind when you hear of Whitefield Rising or you read about Whitefield Rising, whatever comes to your mind. I mean, a few words, if you can tell us. Anyone, please feel free to contribute.
In my perception, Whitefield Rising is an activist group.
Can others also contribute, please?
Very good morning, everybody. Myself, Plograj, the Plogman. Nice to know about Whitefield Rising. Been hearing about Whitefield Rising for about a couple of years now. But yes, I love the initiatives being taken by the group and the co-warriors in that group. Thank you.
My opinion about Whitefield Rising is one of the leading crusader groups in Bangalore, which has brought about a drastic change in how communities can contribute and behave towards government apathy.
Sure, thank you. Can others also please join in?
Can you then use the chat window to post your messages or queries?
Sure. So
right, keep coming spontaneously.
So
kindly
we can start.
Keep your, sorry, 1 minute. Kindly keep your audio off till the presentation is over. Thank you. And please use the chat window for any queries.
Sure. So I will start then. It was wonderful hearing from some of you the perception about the citizens group Whitefield Rising. Let me start quickly. What you see today, Whitefield is a very vague term to be used. In the olden days, when I moved to Whitefield 22 years ago, Whitefield was a small space in the suburbs belonging to Citizens Municipal Council of Madhapura. It was not part of BBMP. In 2007-8 is when Bihatar Bangalore Mahanagar Palike was formed and CMC Madhapura was merged into it. So those days, Whitefield meant basically the Borewell Road, post office, the police station on the main road, inner circle, outer circle, maximum Vartur Kodi, and that's where Whitefield ended. In the new days, technically, you can say Whitefield begins at this place, which you can see on the picture. It's called Kundanali Gate. It's notorious for traffic jams, etc. You can see This is like a gateway to Whitefield, today's Whitefield. On the left, you go towards ITPB and EPIP and Brookfields area. And if you go straight, you enter Whitefield Main Road and Hope Farm. So that's how Whitefield is defined. It stretches all the way to Hoodie Circle, and on the one side towards the other side, it goes to Shantiniketan. And then Kadugodi also, in the earlier days, of course, Kadugodi was defined anything beyond the railway line. Today, for many, even that is part of Whitefield. So that's how it is. So now, let me. So you can see that Whitefield Rising is all about collaboration. The logo itself speaks for itself, and the rising of citizens. So how do we do it? Why are we saying connecting the dots? So it's a platform that enables citizens to be the change. The core ethos of Whitefield Rising volunteers is be the change. Instead of criticizing, condemning, and complaining all the time, be your own self first. The change starts with oneself. Look inwards. For example, don't use disposable bottles for water, as simple as that. Or it can be as simple as using the public transport whenever possible. So first make changes in your own lives before you even propagate it to others. It can be waste segregation, make your own compost, and a variety of such things. So what did we do over the years? One is creating awareness on everything, right from circulating posters for e-waste management. It can be tying up in such a way that we did workshops on water conservation, for example, back in 2013, 14, 15, and rainwater harvesting. So a lot of awareness about a variety of things. Circulating information, I think, is a key to Whitefield Rising through media, through social media, through meetings also, occasionally in-person meetings, sessions. So circulating information of all types. For example, in COVID-19 situation, we are, whenever we receive, we have a strong media and communication team. It has about 6 members. All are volunteers, of course. Everybody has a paid job and other things and for family responsibilities. We take turns. We spend our, we somehow manage to spend most of our weekends in such activities. But during weekdays also, we try and at least use some of our breaks to do other work. That's how it is structured. So circulating information can be like government advisory on anything, mask wearing or maintaining hygiene. Now, what we do is we use this circulation of information happens to all channels, right from our WhatsApp groups to Telegram to our Facebook page, which has about 27,000 followers at this point, and even the Twitter is followed by about 13,000. So through various people, through various media, we are trying to circulate the right information to everybody. Conducting events, occasionally we do conduct events of our own. Most of the time we collaborate with others, but sometimes, for example, Eco Santhe, we have done a few farmers market. Sometimes in collaboration with others. I can give one example of an event. Garden City farmers had approached us a few years ago, and we collaborated at Whitefield Club. We did a Uta from your Tota. Now in Uta from your Tota, people got to understand right in the heart of Whitefield how to compost, how to grow plants, what to grow, how to buy, what to buy, organic vegetables or recycled items. And that was one example of an event which Whitefield Rising organized or helped organize, either way. Collaboration is another key thing. So in the 5 C's that I have elaborated here, so collaboration with different agencies, depending on what, once we collaborated, for example, with BBMP to organize a compost Sante at AECS layout. It can be collaboration with BMTC to start Chakra Aid Services, which is a midi bus, what you call. It was back then about 5 years ago. It was started by BMTC after a lot of collaboration with Whitefield Rising. So and connecting, we connect people. What happens is people approach us. A polytechnic approached us, for example, to do rainwater harvesting, and we know through our network that there is an expert or a CSR funding available for that. So we are trying to connect the 3 parties so that it can happen. A wonderful example of connecting the dots is our Inner Circle library. So Inner Circle is the place where Whitefield began in 1884, around 1884. and many of you are aware of it, how it was an Anglo-Indian settlement, and about 20 kilometers from Richmond Circle or Town Hall. Now, what happened was there was this dilapidated library, and it was a wonderful example of collaboration between BBMP, Rotary Club, State Bank of India, and Whitefield Rising in getting that whole library rejuvenated and repaired, and new building came up, and that public library runs. So it's an example of how Whitefield Rising main role was connecting the dots between different agencies, groups, or government agencies, or a private like Rotary Club. I'll quickly go into a few other things. So as I said, we use Twitter, LinkedIn, all types of social media. We also work with Citizen Matters, for example, to amplify the message, the right message of social responsibility. We of course have a website. We also have something interesting, which some of you may be aware. It's called Rising Citizen Wiki. It's a wiki page we manage, where you can do how to do things. For example, you want to obtain driving license without paying bribes. So how do you do it? How do you compost? It can be any interesting matter, like how to obtain khata without bribe, how to change your BESCOM meter. So whatever information we get, even health inspectors' numbers, the numbers to call, helpline numbers, senior citizens. So we maintain a wiki page which is open to all. This is in addition to the website, and each page is dedicated to one particular topic. So we also have a newsletter. It goes out to about 3,500 subscribers right now. Any of you can, what happens interestingly is we have this popular email ID called hello@Whitefield Rising. So people write to hello@Whitefield Rising or fill up a form, and we add them to the newsletter subscription. So any major event we are doing, we will convey, you will come to know by email also. You don't have to depend only on social media. Some people don't use Facebook, Twitter, etc. So they are dependent on emails. So we do all that. I'll quickly move. So all of us are aware of, many of us are putting our bit in doing COVID-19 work. We are focusing mainly on two things. One is the information part, and the other is the migrant workers. So this program we initiated with Whitefield Ready, which is a separate group which has been working in government schools for many years, more than a decade. Whitefield Ready is a separate set of volunteers. Samriddhi Trust has been working not only in Bangalore, but in NCR, Delhi, or in Bombay also. And Samriddhi Trust, Whitefield Ready, Whitefield Rising, and with some help from food crates and other, and BBMP and even the police, we are distributing groceries to several families, hundreds of families. It started in last week of March. So it is an ongoing program. Hundreds and hundreds of grocery kits have been distributed by volunteers in and around Whitefield, not just in Whitefield, a little far also some of it. And now we also distribute cooked food. You can see one picture here of food crates kitchen, where wherever cooking facility is not available, we are also submitting ready to eat food. So this program is going on currently. And for this, money was raised in the Whitefield Rising Trust. Whitefield Rising happens to be a registered trust, and the trust account was used for raising this money. And people have generously contributed. And this money is used for buying both the grocery items, like right from rice and dal to oil, and even the household items, for example, soap, we are making it a part of the kit. Another work we are doing in the times of COVID-19 is information dissemination. This is an ongoing work. We also, on our Facebook, etc., we also post other images, like how nature is reclaiming itself. It's not all darkness. Of course, all the things which are problems are there, which we talk about, but we also talk about things like how the animals and the birds and the trees are getting a respite in these times of less pollution, etc. So we are constantly doing this one. Coming to a few other things in the clean and green space, we are one key achievement, I will say, was Graphite India. You can see the dilapidated shed of Graphite India, which is in the Donakundi ward. kind of part of Whitefield, a little far from Whitefield. It's closer to Marathalli. This plant has been there for decades, but what happened was over the years, the pollution has been increasing and people have been complaining. A set of residents have been fighting a battle with the Pollution Control Board, both in Karnataka as well as NGT. But there was not much success. So Whitefield Rising connected the dots, put them together, and we tied up. We met the MP of Bangalore Central. We met the press people. A lot of press coverage happened. We gave data, and the data was collected through 13 at that time 13 low-cost air pollution monitors, which were set up by one of our volunteers, a couple of our volunteers. This was a low-cost monitor. The data was shared with, put it in public domain, and these monitors still run. You can, at the tip of your button, you can tap of your button, you can actually see the pollution levels in 13 points of Whitefield area. So even that now happens, but in Graphite India, that AirTare idea came handy. And the matter also reached not just the NGT, but also went beyond to Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court gave an order under the polluter principle, polluter pays principle, and fined Graphite India. And eventually, to cut a long story short, Graphite India announced closure more than about a year ago. So that plant has been shut down. It was very polluting thing. So apart from that, air pollution, whenever we get a chance, we have been talking about it, doing something. For example, garbage burning is a big issue. So we speak about it, try to do something about it. We also have done a few water workshops. Of course, all the time we are collaborating with people on rainwater harvesting, etc. But proper water workshops where experts from all over Bangalore came and presented tips on how it can be done. There is also all the time there's work going on in terms of tree protection, tree planting, and a few things I will cover now. Graphite India has already given some idea about how the pollution has come down drastically after the plant's closure, factory's closure. A key work that we have been doing, and most of you are aware of lakes in Bangalore. I won't speak much about the problems you are familiar with. You can see the picture. Back about 4 or 5 years ago, this was not very well known, that the floating lakes of Bangalore. So Whitefield Rising had at that time, from that time onwards, through sessions, through events, through expert advice, through talking to media, highlighted the woes of particularly Bellendur and Vartur Lake. Vartur Lake is downstream of Bellendur Lake. Vartur Lake is right, it touches this space at Whitefield. Vartur Kodi is right at Whitefield Main Road. So as you know, it is the most polluted lake, and there are multiple reasons for that. So we have had, it's work in progress, I won't say, but we have done multiple things to highlight, and some progress we have made, I will say, in terms of NGT orders coming. MPs had visited, a parliamentary delegation also visited Vartur. So whenever possible, we have collaborated with various agencies to do something about these two lakes. One of the key things I can highlight is this bathymetric survey, which was done in collaboration. Not Whitefield Rising was involved, Bellendur Forum was involved, the MEG division of Indian Army was involved, and this bathymetric survey with Professor T.V. Ramachandra of Indian Institute of Science. It was done in a collaboration in about 4 years ago, and the survey results gave a lot of insights into the silt content of Vartur Lake and Bellendur Lake, for example. So you can see that the newspapers in Bangalore particularly, and some of the news sites in particular, have been highlighting our woes very comprehensively. Whitefield Rising has always collaborated with our media partners in terms of whenever they needed the right information, visuals, pictures, any clear information about documents, about the lake situation, we have always provided them. And that has helped a lot, because through newspapers, I think newspapers and news sites and some of have played a very big role in highlighting the woes of this area. And that helps in creating public opinion also, and that leads to some change happening in the society and in the environment. So that is one of the key things. You can see that how Vartur Lake used to be in the olden days and how it is frothed now. So of course it is work in progress. Apart from that, there is Kundanali Lake, which has an powerless Whitefield Rising plays a small role there also. And Nellurali Lake is another one. There is a separate Nellurali Rising which has taken up a lot of initiative to plant trees around it, to get it fenced, to remove the sewage. Nellurali Lake is also something where it's right in Whitefield here, not far from ITPB or ITPL, whatever we call it. It's right there in the heart. And Shilavantakare Lake is another success story which is well fenced now. Quite a few agencies, companies, and citizen groups have come together to rejuvenate Shilavantakare. But over the years, Whitefield Rising, as needed, has provided support to it. Patandur Agrahara Lake, as you are probably all of you are aware, government of Karnataka had initiated a road construction right in the heart of Whitefield, from Whitefield Police Station via St. Joseph School, and cutting across Patandur Agrahara Lake, which is already encroached and also not in good shape. So a lot of work happened on Patandur Agrahara to save it, and one of the things that Whitefield Rising did was to file a PIL in the Karnataka High Court. And the road project itself has been scrapped, but there are challenges around Patandur Agrahara Road Lake, which has to be still, it is work in progress. Siddhapura, there is a small pond right on the main road, whereas you are coming into Whitefield. You will see on the right, just before. So Siddhapura pond has been fenced now. A lot of work happened in terms of approaching our MLA, our officials, our DC, Bangalore Urban, to save that pond. It was on the verge of extinction. It doesn't have water even today. It is still a debris cesspool, but at least the pond exists. At least the water body has been fenced and protected. Shilavantakare, just to give you one idea, we do what is called a spot fix. This is something which we learned from the Ugly Indian. We first collaborated with the Ugly Indian in 2013 at Ramgundanali, when we did a bus stop rejuvenation with in terms of cleaning the posters, repair the bench, and many things. So one of the spot fixes we did was at major ones was at Shilavantakare, which is a lake, which a very nicely fenced lake, where there is a walkway also. And in that over four Saturdays, Sundays, we collected about 350 kg of garbage from the periphery. It was wonderful. It has saved, and you can see birds there. And I think this kind of cleanup was with citizens participating from all ages. There were about 70 volunteers, from small children to the senior citizens, coming together. With the BBMP, of course, collaborated with us. They helped us a lot in terms of disposing of what we collected. We collected everything from rubber slippers to plastic to you name it. And this was one of our activities. Another thing which we collaborated with, we supported, we have this concept of community partner. Whitefield Rising doesn't actively organize many things. Most of the time, other groups or other agencies will come forward and organize something, and Whitefield Rising will play a small role in supporting in terms of publicity, getting them volunteers, getting the venue, depending on this need. So this My Alli, My Lake was at Nellurali Lake, which was many children participated in it, and it was an art contest where around the lake, people sat at the bank of the lake and did it. Another wonderful, and it had a corporate support also in terms of funding. Nerelu Whitefield is one of our recent projects, one of our latest projects. It was initiated 1 year ago. After one tree was overnight cut, old tree, about 80 years old tree, was cut on right in the heart of Whitefield. And then we initiated with lots of volunteers have participated over weekends we have completed census of about 1,400 trees. We use an app called iNaturalist. So it starts around 7 in the morning, usually before the sun is out. And we have covered so far on the main roads about 20 kilometer stretch We usually cover only the footpath trees in this, and we log in the app everything, right from the variety of the tree to the photo of the tree, to we also log the location of the tree. The geotagging is done, and we have given a number. If you can see on the screen, AH30, there is a code for everything. So SJ stands for St. Joseph. So this starts at St. Joseph, this number, and series goes on to Hoof Farm. Similarly, you will see other codes given. So this census is not the first phase is over, complete, and we have got a very good sense now of the density of trees, which stretch needs more trees, etc. Following this census, we have also done some planting of trees with BBMP help. The planting of trees, which we have done on footpaths with BBMP support, was launched on 2nd October 2019. So while for the first 6 months of last year we focused on the census, from October onward the planting started. So a few hundred trees have been planted across the area to meet those gaps in the tree existence. So this was a tree which was cut off for the overnight, and that triggered this whole idea of doing tree census. I'll move quickly now to another tree plantation activity. This is a dilapidated land at Nelurali, not far from the EPIP GE area, which you may be familiar with, the Tesco office, GE office, the EPIP export processing zone. And in that, a park was made by volunteers with a lot of support, of course, from BBMP. And this is government land, public land, and trees were planted and a walkway was created. And this happened about 4 years ago. And similarly, trees have been planted in government school in Ramgundanali. So wherever possible, sometimes for this tree plantation, we have collaborated with Trees. We have also got CSR companies participating. Sometimes our role in this tree plantation has been peripheral. Sometimes we have organized that event. So not necessarily all the things are organized by us, but over a period of time, wherever possible, we have tried to either preserve trees or plant new saplings. One of the key activities we do is in-person sessions sometimes. So we have this wonderful ecumenical Christian center in Whitefield. It's about 55 years old center. People from all over the world come there. It's a 28-acre green and serene campus, just about 1 kilometer from ITPL or ITPB. Now, ECC has been a venue for many of our events, particularly related to green and nature. One of our events was conducted by Dr. Yellappa Reddy. He came all the way to Whitefield, spoke to a group of people about everything from biodiversity to what each one can do to promote environment and sustainability. We have had snake awareness workshops. Snake sightings are very common here, and there have been many instances in earlier years of people killing snakes because of misunderstanding or fear. And we have done multiple things, and some of our volunteers who are knowledgeable in snake, we have even got snake experts, and we have done such events here. One was a big one where we had all types of, and we have also been circulating posters and advisories on how to deal with snakes, whom to call, what is the helpline number, what is the BBMP snake catchers number, and why we shouldn't harm the snakes. And varieties of snakes also we have been talking about. Another program which is actually primarily run by a trust called Dumas, run by a few of our volunteers here. This is not a Whitefield Rising program. Dumas Trust has been there for a long time, working in the field of, mainly in the field of stray dogs. Now, stray dogs, whether it is inoculation, whether it is feeding them, looking after them, and we have seen tremendous work done by Dumas Trust and a few other volunteers. So what we do is, as Whitefield Rising, we have raised funds as necessary. We have supported in various ways the trust work. We have also provided at some of our events a platform to promote the adoption of indie dogs. And also whenever a dog has been found missing or something, it happens to other animals also, or injured in an accident. Whitefield Rising platform, including Facebook and other means, have been used to do something about it. In terms of wildlife, there was how not to harm bees, whom to contact to if there is a beehive. When there was a leopard scare once in Vibgyor school, we also conducted an event on how to live with leopards and why we shouldn't be fearing and what we should do about wildlife in general. So there are some of the examples of living with animals. Just to give you a few other glimpses of the green efforts, we have had some events here called Eco Sante or the Green Bazaar. In such events, we invite farmers and other sellers, like bioenzyme cleaners people make. Some of the residents we know are making bioenzyme cleaners or vegan items. We also know people who are creating awareness on non-plastic material. It can be recycled items, for example. So what we do is Eco Sante or a farmer's market. These are all opportunities for people to display their wares or sell them also directly to consumers. So we do wide publicity for such events. Some of them are organized in collaboration with others. Some we all ourselves have organized. For example, if you look at the Eco Sante at Layout near the Nalli Gate of 2 years ago, it was entirely organized by Whitefield Rising, and there were about 20 stalls. We also give stalls to people like there is hardly any charge for such stalls. That also is an advantage, as a nominal or no charge. And also we give, for example, carpool people can promote their things, and homemade food is also promoted. Farmers market is a farmers market group of people organized every Sunday till the lockdown happened. It was being organized. 24 such farmers market every Sunday morning has happened at Forum Neighborhood Mall. We just connected the dots. We give it publicity. It's a separate group of people. It's a wonderful opportunity to buy fresh green vegetables directly from farmers, plastic free, no packaging, and people sell their items, and all over Whitefield people come there. So things like that, whenever possible, we have given an opportunity to daily dump ants, wild ideas, and other groups of people. Whoever Sahas, for example, we have collaborated as necessary. If Daily Dump is promoting its composter, wants to conduct a session, maybe at one of our events it will come and do it. You know, such things we are constantly promoting: waste segregation, waste management, reduce, reuse, recycle through various variety of means. One of the collaborations we did was the Dry Waste Collection Center. We collaborated with Sahas and BBMP, which was set up in Dodenakundi Ward. It's called Kasarasa 3. Medical waste, we have a kind of a tie-up, I will say, with RxDX. So we have been encouraging for the last 7 years, starting from World Environment Day 2013, when we announced this program, that people can, some communities are doing it. You keep your medical waste separately, don't mix it with other waste, and then you have to earmark it, of course, clearly. If it is a syrup or something, keep it safe and put it in a discarded carton or packet, and take it to a facility which is accepting that medical waste for incineration, and give it to the authorized medical waste disposal people. So hospitals anyway have a tie-up. So residents also get a chance now not to mix their hazardous medical waste and hand over to Pyrochloricas. So this medical waste is one of the things. E-waste, we have been collaborating with Sahas and Insight for a very long time. Multiple collections have happened. We sometimes do a drive when they announce, we publicize their posters. We have conducted workshops in a few schools with their collaboration, creating awareness about why e-waste should be handed over separately, and wherever possible, we are asking people not to throw it also in the bin if it is reusable. Batteries, for example, which are very hazardous. One of the things we supported recently was one student of class 12 who had come forward with making, creating some device out of a LED device, LED lamp, which can be lighted using dead batteries. So such things, whenever we get a chance, we have tried to direct and support in various ways. Another thing we have done over the traffic is a big problem for Bangalore. Everybody is aware. Traffic, we can't solve everything. I mean, it's not in our hands. But one of the things we did was, apart from promoting train, metro is a challenge for Whitefield because the last stop is Baipannahalli. Work is going on. So metro people are using, Whitefield people do use metro, but only from Baipannahalli. Up to there, they are dependent on either bus or whatever other transport. So one of the things for office use, particularly we promote is carpooling instead of taking single occupant cars. And we have had tremendous success with, initially with Pool Circle, there is an app, and later with Quick Ride. So we have a collaboration with Quick Ride where we support many of their works and we promote carpooling in general. So this has been another, and in our area, actually Quick Ride headquarters is also in our area, and that helps. So we have done multiple things to tell people not to use single occupant cars or reduce the use of such cars, because they cause both pollution as well as they create traffic, they create parking problems also. So using cars and bikes less is one of our key goals. To give you some more example of waste segregation and green initiatives. So all of the things which we have listed here are not, none of them are our own initiatives. So to give you some example, Restore is run by one of our volunteers independently. Whitefield Rising just supports it. Restore is behind Whitefield Police Station. People can go, donors can go and donate their mobile chargers or clothes which are in good condition, and they are sold at a very nominal price to villagers around, and there are fixed timings. Similarly, Joy at Work is an existing program, self-help group run by a designer, an accomplished designer who has helped a number of women to make out of Tetra Packs very nice, useful bags. So Joy at Work was there already. It's just that Whitefield Rising is helping source the Tetra Packs from different communities in a rinsed condition, and also promote the sale of these bags, and that has been our role. Joy at Work has helped thousands and thousands of Tetra Packs which are not recyclable, only upcyclable, to upcycle and make these bags which are useful. So this is another program. So we also tell people how Tetra Packs are so harmful for the environment because they are composite material. And at the same time, if you have to use your juice for juice, etc., how you can be a little responsible and dispose it off in a nice way. So Joy at Work is one. Reimagine is another founded by another of our resident here, and we are supporting indirectly. Reimagine has clothes items and many other discarded items. It converts to quilts and many other useful products. Used to useful also we had supported initially when they had this idea that they will collect books, etc. And in lieu of that, we used to get 2 bin 1 bag bins. So, and Anvaya Foundation in Kadugodi, it is distributing used cycles in good condition to hundreds of government school students. So what Whitefield Rising has done is to support Anvaya Foundation by collecting cycles or telling people to donate their cycles and then helping with transport if necessary. So these are some of our initiatives. In terms of one, the cycles were not being used by children. They had outgrown it and they were lying in the basement of some parking in some complex. So what we do is we are encouraging people to say that, okay, you give this cycle or tricycle to us or through us to Anvaya Foundation, and then they will repair it if necessary a little bit, and then they will give it to somebody who can use it, who deserves to use it. So these are all donated. I mean, there's no money involved in this work. I have already spoken about Sahas and Insight, so I won't get into it. Inside, this e-waste has been one of our key things. One of the things we did was there's a group of team of ladies who had come out with this concept of Repair Cafe, and there's a franchisee in Bangalore. You may have heard of it. So Repair Cafe, the idea is not to throw things which can be repaired. For example, it can be an umbrella, it can be a mixie. So we had one of our events was to a collaboration with Repair Cafe to have our residents come and get it repaired. Similarly, when Beleku, Karnataka, there was a project under the state government to promote LED lamps and power. So we collaborated and we had about 5,000 bulbs sold at a government subsidized price to hundreds of residents here in Whitefield area. Who purchased these bulbs and used it instead of the tungsten lamps, which are power consuming. So this is one of the things where we collaborated with a government organization. Rent a Cutlery is another run by another resident here in our area. Rent a Cutlery promotes gives utensils like steel utensils, etc., for a small party or something, or if you are having an event, so that you don't use disposables. So our role in Rent a Cutlery is to promote it. Basically, as Whitefield Rising, we give it enough. We tell all our volunteers through our various channels that okay, such a facility is available. This is the number. This is the email. Can you contact them instead of using plastic or thermocol, etc. Rent a Bag was another initiative by some of the residents where supermarkets were told in the initial days when plastic usage was rampant not to use it, and instead have this 10 rupees you can charge for these bags. And many of these bags are also made from reusable material like clothes, not new cloth. Green Utsav organizes eco-friendly events. They are run by another volunteer, another resident, and we have been helping her. Green the Red is a Bangalore-wide program for sustainable menstruation, where basically the sanitary napkins is a very big hazard now in our landfills, and we have supported Green the Red in our own ways by giving it by creating awareness. Kyle rents another run by another person. Kyle rents clothes. Instead of buying a dress, you can actually rent it through the Kyle platform, or even a musical instrument, you can rent it. And we are just helping, supporting in whatever way we can. We have also been in touch with BBMP on various matters. One of the successes we had after a lot of effort was to get the right tipper tap trucks. You can see the autos parked at Inner Circle ground. All of them, getting them, making them systematic, garbage collection, door-to-door collection, streamlining with some help from the government. You can also see that we have been supporting 2-bin 1-bag concept. That there is a book called Tresonomics, some of you are aware of, and SWMRT is Solid Waste Management Roundtable. It works across from Malleshwaram to Bellandur. You are all aware of how much work SWMRT is doing in Bangalore. So what we have done is, as and when needed, we have supported such initiatives in terms of conducting a workshop on how to segregate dry waste and wet waste, or how to use 2-bin 1-bag. Those days it was before the High Court made it mandatory. There was not much awareness, and then we have tried. We have also promoted clay idols. We have asked people not to use plaster of Paris idols, etc., and firecrackers, etc. So creating all kinds of awareness. We also had some cycle day events, 3 cycle days, where we promoted not just cycling but also street games, etc. I'll also now quickly run through a few other things. Of course, spot fixes I spoke about. Some of the examples of spot fixes, you can see Kundanali Gate was in bad state with a lot of garbage dumped there at the bus stop. So it was painted with the Ugly Indian help, and wall painting was done, and also the footpath was repaired with some help, and the bus shelter was made usable. It used to stink. Another great example, one of our biggest successes even till today is Outer Circle, which is at the center of Whitefield. You can see that there was a garbage dump, and we collaborated with our BBMP corporator. The ward committee also helped us. We also participate in ward committee meetings, and you can see that this was a whole whole thing was totally transformed. We even created a green badge. We got support from one company in terms of some funds. And even today, this is maintained by us. So homemade compost is spread here, and it has lots of plants. So this was a great collaboration. It happened over 2 Sundays 4 years ago. So the Outer Circle Similarly, many other spot fixes and such activities have happened in different parts of Whitefield. So I'll just give you a glimpse of these. These used to be garbage dumps. This was the first spot fix we did in 2013, right at the bus stop on the main road, and it involves painting, it involves even constructing a bench, etc. I will skip through some of the things. I'll quickly go a few other smaller activities which are not related necessarily directly to civic issues. It's very important to build a community. It is not in Whitefield Rising is not about just doing something. It's about getting involved, getting children involved, getting ladies involved, getting senior citizens involved, caring for people, building a community rapport. So some of the things we do are, for example, Heritage Walk. This was one major one we did last year. You can see one of the oldest houses in Whitefield in this picture. It's at Inner Circle. This house has been intact for the last 110 odd years. And it has a well everything. So we organized, this was a collaboration we had with Satyu group. And here we took them to a few places of Whitefield which are quite old and heritage conservation places, and to create awareness about green and greenery as well as the heritage. So this was one of the activities we did on us. Usually most of these activities will happen either on a Saturday or a Sunday. Whitefield Hava was a very big event, probably the biggest ever thing we have ever done. It was done in November 2016, where we brought folk songs. We had music. We had the traditional cuisines of Karnataka served at the Inner Circle ground. We had stalls there selling some traditional wares. It was an amazing community atmosphere the whole day of that November. Some of the smaller events I can mention is we also support some music events, art events, as and when necessary. Athashri is a senior citizens home, so when they had a painting exhibition, it can be with Jagriti Theatre. We have done a few collaboration events to promote and give an opportunity to people here who cannot always go to Chodaya Hall or Ranga Shankara to actually see music and art and performing arts right here in our midst, by government school students, by emerging artists. There was lecture them also done along with music concerts. So there was a series of it was a proper festival run over 4-5 days, and this Swartal was another of our collaboration with an organization. We have also been talking to, you may have heard a lot about Whitefield Rising doing some protests. So protests we sometimes do, that is true, when we have no choice. But most of the time we are exploring collaboration. So one of our biggest collaborations has been with the police here. So Whitefield became a separate division. Earlier we were under the Southeast Division of Bangalore City Police, which was headquartered in Kodamangala. From those days itself, we started our collaboration. We have something called Neighborhood Watch. So now we have a proper division, Whitefield Division, headed by a DCP. Now what happens when people are in distress, we collaborate with them, we try to help them in various ways, we guide them. And we have tried to build the bridge between the police and the citizens in many, many ways. We had meetings with them. We have had public police meetings held at the police station and such other things. We also had an app called Rising Safe. Now we promote the Suraksha app, which has been announced by the Bangalore police. So we want to keep people safe. So as and when needed, we have helped people with various police related matters. We have, you can see on the picture on my screen, meeting which we are having with the Inspector of Police and also the DCP of Police. So we have had such meetings in the past. Bembala is an important initiative and among our biggest ever work, I will say. Bembala means support, some of you know in Kannada, loosely speaking. And Bembala is a group of volunteers. This initiative has a helpline and there's a Bedri hospital has given us a little space there. So in anonymously, a child survivor or a woman who has been harassed or domestic abuse case in any way can go there at a specified time, and all kinds of support is given as needed, right from counseling to helping with the police if necessary. And this is an ongoing work. One of our biggest challenges is this domestic abuse and such other cases. And Bembela is a dedicated work initiative to address that particular gap in our society. There have been many blood donation and other camps here, organized, for example, by Bangalore Rotary Central or Rotary Club of IT Corridor, RBITC. So whenever such events are happened, or somebody else takes the initiative or we take the initiative, we have had CPR workshops where a trainer trained people on how to do pulmonary resuscitation in heart attack cases, etc., or in brain whenever people have needed CPR. Including security guards were trained. So a series of workshops, whenever there has been a cancer detection camps, particularly in semi-rural settings, then we have encouraged people to donate blood. I pledge their eyes also. Some of these are done by other people. We are just helping them, supporting them as needed. I will now quickly jump to a very important part of Whitefield called Whitefield Ready. It's a separate organization run by volunteers. It started with Ramgundanahalli Government School about 10-11 years ago. I think 2009 is when it started, if I remember, or 10, maybe 10 years. And Whitefield Ready has intervened in improving the hygiene and many other, actually volunteer teachers go there free of cost, they teach, and it has expanded to Siddhapura Government School, Imadi Ali School, and Vartu, and many other small parts of Whitefield and around. Several schools, there is a regular intervention happening. Even football training has happened for government school children. And as needed, Whitefield Rising has supported Whitefield Ready's initiative. Sometimes it is about fundraising. For example, there's a book sale happening once a year. So Whitefield Rising has supported such endeavors wherever needed. Whitefield Rising has also encouraged its own volunteers to telling them about Whitefield Ready, connecting the dots with Whitefield Ready team, and telling them that if you want to volunteer as a teacher or you want to donate money to improve a computer lab or something, this is Whitefield Ready. This is the contact. You can go ahead. Another important thing that Whitefield Ready does, which support of Whitefield Rising, is a breakfast program at the government school where children are provided free breakfast. And it's a large program involving thousands of rupees per month. And Whitefield Rising has helped Whitefield Ready to raise funds for this. Some of you may have seen the Bangalore Mirror front page story on this breakfast program, BCBs at this school. Patandur Agrahara Government School, we had CSR funding for this. A company had come forward. It's right behind ITPL. Those of you who have been to International Tech Park, you would have seen this area, Patandur Agrahara. And this school was needing a lot of civil work, and that was all done with our collaboration. We of course had to collaborate with BBMP and the company which sponsored it and others. Similarly, Innerville Club came with a program to do a quiz to raise funds for a school of Vartur towards Anekal, and at that time also we supported in whatever way we could in terms of the quiz was held in Forum Mall, and we collaborated by giving it publicity, by getting them participants, and funds were raised, a few lakhs were raised to get that, and actually that work is over. Very interesting program, Live Dream. Live Dream is a program run by a couple from Whitefield. It started in 2009. It trains people across Bangalore. It started in Mysore Road, Ulalu, the first batch. Then it traveled to Jalahalli, Rammurthy Nagar, KR Puram, Kadugodi, Whitefield proper, Bartur. Current batch is going on once again in Whitefield. It's a 3-month program, completely free. Volunteers, all of us go and teach as needed. then a classroom is provided free of at a nominal cost of by somebody, and volunteers come and teach English, computer. These are for school dropouts. There is a lot of criteria, and then they are placed. So about 500 odd students have been already placed in various supermarkets, etc. after getting training, and these are from deprived families usually. So LifeDream is an independent program, but a foundation which is registered, but where Whitefield Rising help is to get them venue for certain batches, to get them volunteers, to get them students, to tell slum children, for example, that please send your children to this LifeDream program. It's a so such other help we have given as and when needed to LifeDream. Quickly to show you this inner circle library, it's right in the center of Whitefield, the place where Whitefield started. You can see a small dilapidated building, which was a rundown building. It's a BBMP library. It was completely renovated, reconstructed with by Rotary Bangalore IT Corridor, with collaboration by with permission from BBMP, collaboration with State Bank of Mysore, and Whitefield Rising connected the dots among all these to make it happen. It is run, a librarian comes there, it is open 6 days a week, and a lot of people come here to read newspaper. You can, at a very nominal cost, you can become a member. Books, of course, are all supplied by BBMP libraries department. We don't do all that. We are just helping in terms of the construction and other things. That's all we did. The day-to-day running is done by the BBMP library. This is an amazing collaboration. In fact, something which really makes us worth it, I will say. If tomorrow, when many times for example, during the COVID-19 situation, etc., we become very sad and disappointed. If these are the kind of things which keeps us going and which makes Whitefield Rising true to itself. So this is an amazing story. You are seeing a picture of a swing which was totally broken about 5 years ago. And some of us, what happened was RxDX People for People Trust came forward to Whitefield Rising and said, we want to do something. We have this program of repair swings, and we install new swings, etc. in some government schools, etc. So we suggested this by Inner Circle. We collaborated, we collected pictures, we convinced them. And all the swings in the park where children, hundreds of children come, particularly in the evenings, you will see them, were broken or rusted, and they repaired everything free of cost, and 2 new swings were also installed. And even today, if you go to this place, you will see the swings are being used very nicely. And this is one of our connecting the dots example. Quickly, I know I'm giving a lot of information very fast. I think some of it may overwhelm you. So just to give you some more idea, as and when not just COVID-19, in the past, our volunteers have come forward. We have given as necessary support. Sometimes trucks of things have been collected. Sometimes people have come forward to do something like collecting blankets, etc., or donating money. We have just connected the dot. We have said, okay, you can donate to this place, or we will organize a truck which will go to Gunj on Hosur Road and give it. Whitefield Rising will do the collaboration, but each community we appoint one in charge, and that communities connect we do. And then the in charge collects the material, and then we hand over to Gunj. So many times during the Nepal earthquake, the Chennai floods, when we had North Karnataka, Kodagu, Kerala, a whole team had gone to Kerala with our plumbers and electricians to repair the lines. That was done by Whitefield residents. So Whitefield Rising had help with funding, particularly funding and some logistics. Similarly, we have been helping Karunashray. Karunashray is a wonderful program. It's a cancer hospice between Marathali and Whitefield, and run by Rotary Club. The Karunashray people take donations, and that money is used in their stall. They have a nice shop there. So we direct people who approach Whitefield Rising to donate to Karunashray in cash or kind, whatever. So things like that. I will skip some of the things. DWSSP, BBMP collaboration. There was one more mini STP was also launched recently. So some work we have done through the ward committees, and we have helped do that. We have also had some protests. I won't get into details because that is protests are done as and when we don't have a choice to create awareness and also tell the government that this is not. So we have had one big protest across Madhopura zone, which was called Save Whitefield, where we highlighted the traffic, footpath issues, street lights are not working, etc. Then we also had one protest at Vartukori for truck regulation on National State Highway 35, which is Whitefield Main Road. We have also had a few other protests. We also participated along with Citizens for Bangalore in various initiatives, starting with the steel flyover Beda, then Bus Bhagya Beku, then rail when we were promoting suburban rail. Many of our volunteers have joined the traffic wardens program of Bangalore Traffic Police. They help with either traffic management or making people cross the road, etc. Is another wonderful collaboration. This you can see this because of metro work, this has vanished now. With the help of a company, we had done a rejuvenation of. We helped connect BBMP and the company to do this footpath work. And on rail, we have collaborated with Prajarag, with CFB, and across Bangalore, there are so many groups which have been promoting suburban rail. One of our successes of Whitefield Rising, along with a few other groups, was the Hoodie Halt Station, which was constructed by Bangalore City, Bangalore Central MP's funds, which is a functioning station between Whitefield and KR Puram, where many technology people particularly use it every day to commute from all the way from Kengeri and Baipanali, from Bangalore City and Cantonment and East. They come to, and this was one of our successes, I would say, in terms of a citizen success of doing something about suburban rail, which has been moved very slowly. With BMTC, we have had limited success. We had at least 7 meetings with BMTC MD and team over 2 years to get some of the things going on BMTC promotion. We also helped organize a bus day, and we also promote public transport all the time, as and when possible. So I will be skipping some of the other things. We have helped people to get khata without bribe. We have helped people, complexes, apartment complexes, to change their BESCOM meters without paying bribe. We have also helped people to enlist in voters program. The voters, I want to clarify one thing. There is a group called Madhopura. It's called Million Voters Rising. Now, Million Voters Rising is a collaboration of many groups in this area, Madhopura Assembly constituency. It is not just Whitefield Rising. Whitefield Rising, of course, plays a role. And as part of that, we have encouraged since 2013-14, from the state election to the parliament election to the corporation election, we have helped people to clarify their doubts, which ID card to take, how to enroll, which portal to use. We had to once file an PIL also, and that made the CEO of Karnataka come to Whitefield, and all the rejected applications were reviewed after that. So many other things like voter awareness, why it is important to go for voting, etc. has happened. As you can see, this Million Voter Rising is, apart from Whitefield Rising, it has Bangalore Apartment. BAF itself is a part of that initiative. Belendu Development Forum, Jyotige, Beletur Rising. Beletur is a place near Kadugodi, between Hudi and Kadugodi. Beletur Rising, Dodanakundi Rising, Force GW, which works across from Sigeheli onwards, Nelurali Rising, Bartur Rising. All have been part of many of these. For example, this, as part of this initiative, we organized before the election. A citizens manifesto has been given to major candidates. We organize a meet the candidate program. We publicize their videos, like what is the candidate, what does the candidate stand for. We give we give them awareness so that people can make the right choice. We are apolitical. We are not. We are bipartisan. We don't support a specific party or anything. But what we do is we tell people about the candidate's background. We also make the candidates come on one stage and speak about what their plans are, what they are going to do, etc. So various types of voter awareness we have tried to in various elections. I'll just. So this is the, I think I've summarized, just to give a summary, we have been trying to do something about trees, lakes, water conservation, to rainwater harvesting. We have tried something to do with rainwater waste management, 2 bin 1 bag, or reduce. Don't use plastic. It can be. We have tried to promote organic food and healthy food, helping the farmers. We have tried traffic management through traffic wardens, or promoting bus, carpool, metro, etc. Or it can be caring for the needy people, right from providing food to supporting government schools, training the people who need training, school dropouts, etc. And at times we have also done some events, for example, the Habba. So these are a glimpse of the work. If you need any details, definitely please get in touch with us. We have a Facebook page, we are on Twitter, and you can write on email, or any other way you want to connect with us, please do. So I'll stop at this point. I think I've taken a little more, 10 minutes more than I should have. So I'll pause.
Thank you, sir. That was truly inspiring. The amount of work you people have been doing is commendable. Just one question from my end. I'm sure this journey, which is impressive, would have had its share of challenges. Would you like to throw any light upon it?
I think challenges are all the time. I agree, all the time. But what keeps us going is I think the energy we get from some of the work we do, that keeps us going. The challenges are all the time. For example, I didn't mention one thing. I'll give you an example of a challenge. So pedestrians are always neglected across Bangalore. Now, we have been giving some suggestions to wherever we got a chance, whether it was when the Bangalore MP came here, or MLA, or even the Joint Commissioner. We speak to them about footpaths. Now, footpaths, some improvement has happened over some footpaths. One challenge was how to cross a road. So skywalks are not desirable. We don't want skywalks on small roads, so narrow roads. Now on Whitefield Main Road, we don't need a skywalk, but we need pedestrian crossing. So finally, we got help from MLC. He had come and he came with we got help from the Joint Commissioner. It involved writing down, approaching, making several phone calls. Finally, on one New Year day, we got 8 pedestrian crossings from Hope Farm till Kundanali Gate. And these are scientific pedestrian platforms which help people to cross. They act as zebra crossing, as well as they are scientific. They don't break your, unlike a speed breaker, they are not breaking your car or your head or your spine. So when the effort that it was a very challenging thing to get something simple done by our BBMP people. But once it got done, it gave us so much benefit till today, that all the pain that we went through has gone away. I think that is what is keeping us motivated.
Hello.
Great, thank you.
I'm Umesh from Rajarajeshwari Nagar.
Yes.
One request, sir. You have done tremendous work. I think every ward needs people like you. So my request is, now present farmers with their crops, they are finding it difficult to sell. Can you hear me? Hello.
We can hear you, Umesh. Just one second.
Yeah. So the season is now. I'm dealing with the mango farmers. So from Whitefield, nearby Hoskote and another area, now they are getting very good mango produce. It will be there for only 1.5 months. Now Karnataka State Mango Development Corporation is finding it difficult to sell the produce to residents, since there is no coordination between the farmers and buyers and transportation. You have got a very good volunteer team in your area, Whitefield Rising. Can you kindly talk to KSMDC, that is Karnataka State Mango Development Corporation Board, and you can arrange for sale of mango in both in apartment and resident welfare association, whatever it may be in your area. If you take it up that, it will become a short period and a sweet period for farmers and for the Karnataka State Mango Board?
So yeah, it's a good suggestion. Quick update I can give on this is we are in touch with one senior IS officer on this farmers distress. Some work is going on. Similarly, yesterday, last 2 days, capsicum farmer had approached us, and we have already, for our program for COVID-19 food program, we have already purchased hundreds of kgs. Regarding mangoes, if you see our Facebook page today, the top item is about how farmers are selling mangoes and what government is doing and how we can help. Today's Facebook page morning, you will see 2 items on this mango sale, and about 1,000 odd WhatsApp messages went away to people yesterday on this subject. So we will explore what more we can do, but as I said, some work we have done in the last 2 days on this mango farmers thing already.
Are you in touch with KSMDC, sir, Karnataka State Mango Development Corporation?
Indirectly, yes. And already the government has announced one program. So we are looking at that and we are telling people to approach that, take that program or to buy mangoes.
So if anybody calls me, can I give the number, your contact, sir?
From the organization, from we can
from
give,
farmers and both organizations.
Farmers directly, we have we are in touch with a couple of farmers directly, but most of the time we are also in touch with government agencies which want some specific help from us. So to what extent we will we have to take police permission also for the vans. So we are looking at how best we can think. Right now, government on mangoes has already announced something through HOPCOM. So we are in post office. So we are looking at how we can help in that. But you can give a number. We will see what else can we do. If there is something else we can do, we will do. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Umesh. Umesh is our BAF zonal leader. He has been actually interacting with a lot of farmers and doing a lot of wonderful work in his area in RR Nagar, etc. So it will be good to collaborate with Whitefield Rising on that. So yeah, if you can take it offline and connect the right person, then we can take this forward. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Any other questions, please? Okay, there's a question from Vidya. Vidya, would you like to go or shall I read it out?
Yeah, hi Sandhya. You can hear me all right?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I'm a member of BAF and also looking after the North Zone clusters of BAF. My question is, I think, like Whitefield Rising, BF also works with various communities. And what we always find that there is a challenge is, the community participation in these initiatives. While when there is a fire, everybody will support and come forward. But when it comes to a consistent effort and proactively anticipating situation and, engaging ourselves in various activities before you can reach that stage of firefighting, that is something which is not, which is missing. And I'm sure that would be a similar situation for many of our kind of citizen groups. So how do you find these challenges? And if so, how do you overcome these kind of challenges? How do you motivate the community to come and be a part of such organizations and put in that effort?
So I think Whitefield Rising has been quite lucky, I will say, if I can use the word lucky. What happens is somehow our model from the beginning, it evolved in a different direction. There are 2 sets of things. Getting a key volunteer, a person who can lead something, who matches all our ethos, it takes time. And we have a very small group of people, to be truthful, who actually can lead projects. But when it comes to participation, we have not had much problem. The reason being, we constantly do something. All the time something is happening. I'll give you some examples. Once we tell people that we have a Nerelu project, 2 or 3 people first get together. That's the modus operandi. First 3 or 4 passionate people, knowledgeable people get together, meet 2-3 times if necessary, exchange emails, phone calls. Then we formed a Nerelu program. once the program was announced on a poster, then children all over the people, all kinds of people, they came forward to contribute. And we not that all the people will come for every tree census. What happened was this Sunday, one person came, and then we found some leaders emerging from there. Then we have to guide them. Okay, you need paint, you need this. You will have to come with one phone for camera, and we guide, and then we set up groups. So a little bit of coordination is necessary, but we have had 70-80 people coming and joining Nerelu Whitefield. I'll give you another example. When we announced the outer circle spot fix, so many people came one Sunday, next Sunday, so many others came. So what I observed is, instead of doing one type of activity, because we are doing multiple things, so people are very enthusiastic. They realize that, okay, there's a Eco Sante happening, let me go there. So they get, they come to know of, oh, they have a stray dogs program, let me connect with that. My passion is stray dogs, so they connect. Similarly, we found that heritage walk, for example. So not everything, let me put it this way. If an organization is only doing protest and always fighting fires, then there will be less enthusiasm from the community. But because we are also doing things like heritage walk, promoting music, spot fixes, people can come and with the gloves and a little mask or something, and or we provide it, and with a little tools, and they actually participate. When they participate in cleaning up a street, they get a different feeling, and whole families come. So it's important that an
All good, Sandhya.
Okay. If there are no more questions, should we wind up? Nagaraj sir, would you like to say something?
Thanks a lot. In fact, I'm already having some contact with Whitefield Racing, and I appreciate them so much. They are not worried about the gender. They're not worried about the work. They're not worried about it is a grassroots person or little higher level person. I really appreciate the work that is being done. Thanks a lot for making all of us know about it, especially the motivation part of it, which Vidya raised. The motivation part of it was very, very effective for all of us. Thank you very much, Sandhya, to take over.
Thank you, sir. That was the president of Bangalore Apartment Federation. We've had a long and very fruitful engagement with Whitefield Rising and other communities. We are always in awe of the work they have done on the ground, how much a collective of citizens can come forward and do is an example, live example, which we can see amongst us. Thank you, Mr. Praveer. That was a wonderful session indeed.
I must thank you for organizing all the logistics also, and Mr. Nagaraj, and giving us an opportunity from Bangalore Apartment Federation to share some of our findings and some of our successes as well as the challenges. So it was a wonderful opportunity to share in this time.
Thank you, sir. That was indeed our pleasure.
It should be shared in media, I think. See, a lot of people will get motivated by this, your efforts. It should be shared in media. I think some news channel, some advertisement like that. When everybody sees Whitefield Rising, they will also get motivated. They will also do a lot of works. Really excellent work, sir. Thank you, Sanjay, for organizing such an event. Great goes to all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You can find, we will be uploading this session. We have recorded it. It will be available on our website. I have posted the link on the chat box. So please do click on it. All our previous sessions are also uploaded on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Praveen. Let's take your leave.
Thank you, Sandhya, for organizing this.
My pleasure, sir.
Everyone. Thank you everyone for participating and for the wonderful audience, and as well as Sandhya for organizing everything.
Thank you. Okay. See you all tomorrow at 11:30. Thank you. Bye.